All right, welcome to I Am Sure Sports. It is our quick live show, our EPL Prediction Show. I am Omar Stennett. Again, we're delighted that you have joined us today. Remember to like the video, share, and subscribe to our channel. We're also, as you know, on Irie Times TV, so you can check us out there. We have our premiere video coming out on Friday, so check that out. We'll be discussing some NBA basketball. Yeah, that is going to be good. Looking at what happened at the trade deadline and how that impacts and affects teams. And we also discuss some negotiations between the JFF and the national team and how those are working, and we offer our suggestion as to what will work best in terms of solving this problem going ahead into the Gold Cup and the World Cup qualifiers. So look out for that on Friday on our premiere video. That's this Friday. I know it's Good Friday, so you're gonna get some good stuff on this Good Friday. Now, today we want to continue our Premier League prediction, looking at four of the games that are being played this weekend, coming off the international break, and see how teams will perform as we get down into the business end of the season. Very interesting times. I have my top four predictions that I did some time ago. Many people were doubting me, but I still believe that Chelsea will finish second place because I believe their new manager has given them the springboard to move on and do well. I believe Manchester United will be in there. Of course, City is going to win. And I believe that Leicester are going to hold on to fourth place. And if any one team is going to fall out, I think it probably would be Leicester. And then a Tottenham could creep into that top four position. But we will see. So let me give you the prediction. The first game we're going to look at is the early game this weekend with Chelsea taking on West Bromwich Albion. All right, they are the bottom team in the Premier League. Well, not bottom because Sheffield is down there. They are definitely going to be relegated. I don't think they have the resolve, the firepower to stop this Chelsea team. It is a home game for Chelsea, and though they have players coming back from the international break, there are so many of the Chelsea players who didn't go. They have such a huge squad that they're able to rotate their players. Though West Brom, many people may not know this, that what you find is that some of these smaller clubs, they have a lot of players like from Ireland, Northern Ireland, and other nations, and we don't check, but they oftentimes will lose more of their cornerstone in terms of players in the international breaks than some of the big clubs who are able to rotate their teams and find better players. So I'm selecting Chelsea to win this game easily. I foresee a Chelsea 3-0 win over West Brom. You remember the first game that they played was a very interesting game. I think under Frank Lampard, it was a 3-3 game between Chelsea and West Brom. I don't think that is going to happen again. I think they lose this game. They're pushed further down into the relegation battle or zone, and Chelsea keeps climbing up the Premier League team. So I'm predicting a 3-0 win for Chelsea. The next game we're going to look at is a very interesting game. It is the Leicester City Manchester City game, and that is the 11:30 game, the third game on Saturday morning. Very interesting tie. This is, Madison is out for Leicester. Jamie Vardy wasn't on the international break. Fofana wasn't out there. Souček, well, he played for Chelsea, So they lost a couple of players. I think the core of their defense, though, didn't go on the international break. Ndidi, I know he went. And so, and people like Hardy Barnes, they played in the under-21 games for England. So Leicester City should do well, but again, City is one of those teams that even when they have several players out on the international break, the depth of their squad is such that they still have a strong side. Remember, there were no South American qualifiers. A couple of the South American teams, I think, had some friendlies, but you have like Gabriel Jesus, who didn't go anywhere, and Aguero didn't go, and Fernandinho was there. So they have some players there that can fill the gap and the void. I know that Phil Foden, he didn't start in one game, he came on. So I believe that City is going to win this 2-1. I think it's going to be a very close game. In fact, it's a home game for Leicester, so I'm thinking Leicester probably will fly out of the blocks and take the league. But I foresee City coming on and winning the game. So City to win this one. All right, City to win this one by 2-1. All right, the third game that we're going to look at is my team, Arsenal. They'll be taking on Liverpool. And I think both teams are kind of the same way. Liverpool had Sadio Mane, Mo Salah, and Naby Nketiah. These guys went away on the international break. It was good for Firmino. So Firmino has recovered, so he will be there. Alisson didn't go, so he will be there. So they have Liverpool, I think, will have a strong enough team. I'm not sure how Salah and Mane would operate, having come back from the African Cup of Nations qualifiers that they played, and they did a lot of traveling. So I don't know how they will fare. So we will see. I know Arsenal lost Pepe, Aubameyang, and Thomas Partey. All right, but these guys, they didn't play in their nations 2 games. They played in one and the rest the other. And so, like Aubameyang, for example, was back in London training. Bubiaka Saka will be out though. He has not recovered from the thigh injury that he has. Cedric was out, but Bellerin didn't go, Chambers didn't go, David Luiz was there, Mari was there, Gabriel Magalhaes was there. They had who didn't go. They also had Martinelli who didn't go, Lacazette didn't go, and Dani Ceballos didn't go, and out on international breaks. So Arsenal, I think, have a lot of players who they could use to freshen up their squad. For this particular game, it will be at Emirates, and given the form that Arsenal has been in and how Liverpool have been declining, I think this is a 3-1 game for Arsenal. I think Aubameyang, having scored for his nation, having struggled quite a while, he's going to score a couple of goals in this game. So I foresee Arsenal winning this game. Not sure if Martin Odegaard will be able to play. He picked up an injury in the game that Norway played, and it wasn't serious, but I'm not sure that he will play. So I'm selecting Arsenal to win this game, and I say Arsenal 3, Liverpool 1. I just don't know if the focus of Liverpool is really on the Premier League this season, given how it has gone. I think they are more focused on what is going to happen in Europe. I think that is where their focus is at right now. And so I am picking Arsenal to win this. Yeah, I think they're going to win. I think they really want to finish at least 6th in the Premier League, though they are on course to win the Europa League and qualify for the Champions League. I think the Arteta knows that if Arsenal doesn't qualify for the Champions League and at minimum make the Europa spot, the transfer market for them will be so difficult that these last games that they have are critical. And so I'm predicting an Arsenal 3-1 win. So that's Arsenal 3-1 over Liverpool. Manchester City 2-1 over Leicester, Chelsea 3-0 over West Brom, And the final game we want to look at is the Sunday game where Newcastle is at home to Tottenham. Now, this is a game that I think this is what I call, for every prediction I will give you a surprise. This is going to be the surprise of the round. All right, I think Tottenham loses this game. Why do I say that? Steve Bruce has had his full squad, almost his full squad, for this international window. All right, so he has had time to prepare his players. I know Harry Kane was outplayed. I mean, so many of the Tottenham players were out on the international break. There's some turmoil, I think, at Tottenham. I know they rebounded from being knocked out of Europa League, and they won the game after that. I know there's some discontent with Bale wanting, his statements about going back to Real Madrid at the end of the season that didn't come across well. I figure that Harry Kane's mind is on where he's going to play next season, and it's certainly not at Tottenham Hotspur. I think he moves on. In fact, I think instead of going up for Erling Haaland, I think Manchester United should purchase Harry Kane. I think if Manchester United gets Harry Kane, they win the Premier League next season. I think it would be a good buy at 90 million. It's cheaper than, instead of going for this Jordan Sancho and stuff, good young player. But I think Harry Kane at Manchester United puts them right up there. Whether we'll go there or not, I think it's easier for him to go to one of the Manchester teams than to play move to a Chelsea, which is a London, a rival, and stuff. Certainly, he's not going to go to Arsenal. So I think Harry Kane's mind is already focused on where he's going to play next season. Song is still out injured. Lamela misses this game. I believe that he will be out. I'm almost certain that he'll be out, having picked up that red card in the Arsenal game. I don't think did he play after that, after the London derby. Not sure, but I think Lamela may be out. I will check and verify that. But I am predicting that this is going to be the surprise of this round, where Newcastle is actually going to beat Tottenham Newcastle is going to concede. So Newcastle wins this by 2-1. And I think, surprisingly, Andy Carroll is going to score. I think he's going to bother the Tottenham defenders, and Maximus is back from his injury, so it's going to be a problem for Tottenham. So I'm predicting Newcastle wins 2-1. Let me know what your thoughts are. All right, so that's our Premier League or EPL prediction show for this weekend. Remember, check us out at Friday, Good Friday, and join us for our live watch along for the Arsenal-Liverpool game on Saturday. It's going to be a banger, I'm telling you. Over and out. This is I Am Sure Sports.